Good evening, everyone, and welcome to our RGL League season number fucking 50,000 and something. We're finally back with League Racing, and this season is pretty special because F122 is a game that's a bit controversial because of the fact that it's very inconsistent and all that shit. You heard it, you've seen it, you've experienced it. And that's why we go for two league systems this year, or this season especially, with one on F122 and one on F121. And tonight we're here on our F122 season in the Reverse Grid League, in our one-shot qualifying, our first race of the night, two ahead of us. And it's a warm and welcome from my side as Scientist goes into turn one in Mexico, trying to put in a banger. And as you can already see, there are 19 cars on track, which means we have 9 drivers and 10 AI. That is pretty special this season. We actually have AI drivers on track to make it like full, to have some competition and to drive against consistent AI, against consistent drivers. And we thought that is a great idea. Let's see how it works out, but it looks pretty good. Not too good for VDV, of course. And also not too good for Scientist in that moment. After his big spin, Castro just invalidated, I think, his lap. Hamilton, the AI of Hamilton, is in P1 right now, fighting with Harvey. We're on board with Robert Redo, as Harvey now overtook Hamilton for pole position. The AI is, if I'm correct, on 90. So pretty competitive. We all know the straight line speed of the AI and the AI behavior on track sometimes. So it's a very tricky one, as we have a few retirements and a few DSQs. But the whole idea of this is basically to create more competitive racing, more consistent racing, and we will have that idea executed in both leagues, in F1 22 and 21. So it's just fair play on every level, as Harvey takes the pole position, 7/10 ahead of Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Verstappen, and Di Cunha, the first real driver in P6, who is about a second behind Harvey. Sevilla is behind Ocon, Charlie, Albon, Stroll, Gasly, Schumacher. Then Eskimo in P14 after that one-shot qualifying, followed by Robert Wido, Frenzy, Scientist, VDV, and Casto. 4 of them not even qualified with a lap time. So this is the most crucial part. Now they're starting at the back, and it's not only like 2 or 3 drivers they need to overtake. They need to overtake the AI too. So this is really tricky now. The good thing is your teammate scores points for you, for your team, and for himself, of course. So the AI is a part of the league and will help your team maybe get that fucking Constructors Championship. But let's see. We're at the beginning of the season. It's just round 1. We'll see how it plays out. But for now, it looks fucking spicy. So we're just fully going for it and see how it plays out in the end. But good thing is for all the drivers, it doesn't seem to rain right now. It's pretty cloudy, but it's dry. That's the main thing. And it's all about having fun, to be honest. Like, the game is not the best, we know that. But it's just having some fun. Going back to league racing, competitive racing. Harvey in P1 on our formation lap. We always and still have that on for everyone to warm up the tires properly, get a feel for the track again after one push lap, a one-shot qualifying. Now having an installation lap. The good thing is that one-shot qualifying is only for the first race. After that, we're switching back to our normal format of reverse grid. We always need that first one-shot qualifying to determine the grid for the start there, and after that, it's completely back to the reverse grid style. Harvey in P1 in his Ferrari, followed by Hamilton, Bottas, Norris, Verstappen, Di Cunha in his AlphaTauri in P6, Esteban Ocon, Sevilla, Charles Leclerc, Alex Albon, Lance Stroll, Gasly, Schumacher, Eskimo, Robovido, Frenzy, Scientist, VDV, and Casto in last place. So it's a huge challenge for those 6 drivers at the back of the field to gain position, to maybe also gain position strategically with the pit stop, because you never know what the AI really does, what the plan is. We see that Harvey is starting on medium tires. Let's see what the rest does. So Harvey on mediums, all the AI and a few players on softs. VDV and Casto at the back on mediums, so they're trying to go for something different. But it's also tricky when the AI decides to pit and you're the teammate and you have to double stack. It's a very, very spicy element in here, and we need to see what happens in those moments. It could be a crazy outcome, and we're all here for that. Of course, we have the track map on the bottom right, as always, and the telemetry to see how much ERS is left and what's going on with the throttle application. So everyone can also learn what to do. Everyone who's watching, just get a glimpse of what our drivers are doing as they all line up for the start now. Scientist is qualified, which means he's just getting a reset in his starting position. Harvey P1, Hamilton P2. Who will enter the first corner first? Hamilton with a good start. Harvey with a slow one. Oh my god, he's getting eaten alive! Bottas and Norris coming around him. Max Verstappen aggressively. Harvey down to P5 already. We're jumping on board to see what's happening here. They're all on soft tires. Harvey down the inside against Verstappen, knocking Bottas from behind. Verstappen still on the inside. Now Harvey in front. Norris and Hamilton having a fight. This is absolutely madness. Harvey up in P4. But look at that. De Cunha down to P14 after starting in 6th. Harvey and Bottas coming together. This is unbelievable. Civilians up to P4. Frenzy with the penalty. Scientist P7. It's absolutely crazy. Eskimo with the moment there. Harvey trying to attack Dean. Oh, he's having a shit corner and he's spinning around. There we go. Oh, fucking hell. He's lost now. Hamilton P1, Norris P2, Albon P3. Sevilla is the first real driver there. Trying to attack for something. He started on soft tires. So, at the end of the day, we can say that the medium tire guys didn't really profit. Only Casto and VDV, who started at the back anyways, up to P10 and 12 respectively. And Casto trying to attack Mick here for P10 now. He's got him. P10 for Casto behind his favorite driver Max Verstappen now. The times are a little bit glitched up, unfortunately, but that will come in a sec, hopefully. Sevilla is just 3 10s behind Albon here in the Williams. Of course, the AI is a 90, the cars are all equal, but the driver AI level is a little bit different. You see that with Hamilton already 1.8 ahead of Norris, and Albon 1.3 behind Norris. So Sevilla needs to push to get closer to Norris into the DRS, which is crucial around here. As Scientist up to P7 after, to be honest, a horrific qualifying after binning it. Casto up to P9. He got Verstappen already. Hamilton with the fastest lap. And Civilius is using his ERS to get closer and closer. Scientist is pretty close to Esteban Ocon, and he will get him down the inside. But be careful. When that Ocon tries to decide to come back at you, you're done. He doesn't do it, so Scientist up to P6. Casto P9, Harvey P12, VDV P13. Max and Mick between them. Let's have a look at the gap. Sevilla is very close to Albon. Albon sticking the nose in. Oh my god, it's going down. They're still side by side in Sector 2. Albon down the inside. He's still there. Now Sevilla has the inside, but he completely lost DRS on Norris there, and now he has Albon P3 for Sevilla. He's a lucky man. He's in P3. His teammate is in P1. Good times for Mercedes finally. Good old Lancelot is pretty close behind Albon now. And Albon is still pretty fucking close behind Sevilla. He will have the DRS on him, and that could be a spicy one into turn 1. We jump on board with Albon to see if he can catch him. And then we jump back to Bottas and Casto. They're also pretty close together. Doesn't seem like he will make it, but... oh, he just faked it. Oh, Casto down the inside, maybe. Maybe. Oh, he's got Bottas. That was a good move. Ocon on the left. He's got them both. P7 for Casto on his mediums. He's making them work now. DRS for him. Out of the slipstream. Good job by him. Harvey behind Max. Is he going for it? Is he going for it? Slowly, steadily. Oh my god, that was close. P10 for Harvey. Now he's behind Bottas going on the inside. Oh, that was a brave one. That could have been a stupid one by he and Bottas. They had the moment on lap 1. Bottas caused Harvey to go around, so there was still a little bit left in him to decide to go extra aggressive against Bottas. And Sevilla finally made it into the DRS of Lando Norris. We're gonna jump there straight away. On board with him now. Good thing is the sound glitch, I think, it has been solved. I'm sorry if I don't know that. I uninstalled the game like 1.5 months ago, so it's my first day back on the game. Well, of course not driving, but Sevilla is not close enough to catch Lando, and Lando has more ERS than him, but Sevilla is still close. DRS, maybe he's using his ERS now. He's not. He's staying behind Norris for the moment. Maybe he's going for the braking zone. He is. He goes down the inside. They touch. Of course they touch. Lando is still there on the inside. Sevilla needs to make a count. He makes a count. P2, it's a 1-2 for Mercedes up front. Sevilla is now in P2. Casto overtaking Scientist into the fast S section here in Mexico. Good for Casto is still that he's only on mediums. That strategy call could be something towards the end of the race. Harvey goes through as well. So Harvey P7, Scientist in P8, Sector 2 yellow flags. That's a blue car. I think that is Eskimo. Yeah, that's a spin for Eskimo. I don't know if Ducunia was involved there, but that's a spin right now. Rubber Widow on hard tires after pit stop. Frenzy on mediums after pit stop. So they must have gotten damage. Didn't catch that while we're all on it. Let's have a look at position changes. Casto is 13 places up, and we have a big midfield scrap here between Bottas, Ocon, Verstappen. VDV and Verstappen overtook VDV or re-overtook him. Let's have a look. VDV's on board. Well, to be fair, the Alpine looks good. He's going straight down on Verstappen. The Alpine looks really good. Fuck me. Never seen that. VDV up in P11 now, making up 7 places. Scientist also making up 9 places, and Casto and Harvey are going through now. Casto really close behind Albon now, and it's getting closer. Sevilla is around 3 seconds behind Hamilton. After that, it's pretty fucking close. Lando 1.5 behind, then Albon, Casto, Harvey, Stroll, Scientist, and then just then there's the gap. Stroll re-overtaking Scientist. What is happening here? Harvey is going down the order. Something happened to Harvey. He's pitting. Is he pitting? He is pitting. So Casto behind Albon, but that's a big gap. Albon behind Norris. That's also too big. And Scientist up to P6 now after overtaking Sir Lancelot. Sector 3 yellow flags. What is happening here? Why do we have yellow flags there? Good thing for Harvey is he's not double stacking with Leclerc. But it's far from being best case scenario right now. Castor overtaking Alex Albon for P4. He's climbing up position by position. And the AI level seems to be alright. Because the drivers are able to make moves. Which means the AI is not too strong and also not too weak. Because Hamilton is still 2.8 ahead of Sevilla. So the AI at least is consistent in this game. And everyone really needs to fight for position and points here. Norris is pitting. Castro 2 seconds behind Sevillas. Let's have a look if someone is fighting for position here. Yeah, Frenzy and Harvey. After Harvey pitted for fresh softs, he's up to P17 now. Horrible race for him, to be completely fair. He started in P1 and is now down to P16. Of course, he already pitted, but I don't think that he wanted to pit in that moment. Oh, yellow flags. We have a safety. We have a safety car? We have a safety car. Who caused a safety car? I can't see it. I can't see who caused a safety car. Lando Norris just came out of the pits. The bad thing is, Sevillas is 3 seconds behind Hamilton, and they are going to double stack. That is bad news for him, because Casto is right behind. So let's have a look at Sevillas on board to see how much time it will actually cost him. If I was him, I would slow down now, so the double stack is not too painful. Slowing down now. Yeah, that is a double stack. We're going on board with Casto to see if he catches Sevillas here in the pit. Sevillas now in. Casto to... Oh, that will be fucking close. Oh, he has to wait. Does he really have to wait? What is going on? No, Casto is Casto out? Casto is out in front of Sevillas. Another glitch by the game. Thank you for that. But Casto is out in front of Sevillas. And he's on softs. That is Dr. Double Stack. Frenzy has left the session. Maybe connection issues. Lando Norris lost 2 places here. Oh! A moment by Sir Lewis Hamilton. It says he's still pitting. That is probably called a glitch. That is bad for Sevillas. Because his teammate is basically trapped in neutral and first gear. It's not driving. And I don't know if that maybe will cause the safety car to stay out even longer. But this is really, really weird. And we're only staying on Hamilton here because we have a safety car. No one will be overtaken now, so we just stay on here and have a look at Lewis Hamilton's moves. It's absolutely mad. It's fucking mad. Yeah, no, I'm not having it. Casto in P1 behind the safety car. He made really up 18 positions. He's on fresh softs. He's in P1. That is called best case scenario. Harvey P17. Because I think he pitted again for fresh softs. Let's have a look. He did. Fresh softs for him. Fresh softs for VDV. and fresh softs are Casto. Everyone else is on mediums. Only Roboito stayed out on hards. Of course, you can stretch those hards on this track. It's not a big deal. So let's see what the safety car will be doing now here. With Lewis Hamilton being on the track ghosted. Nothing. Okie dokie. VDV, Frenzy, and Hamilton pitting. Okay, Hamilton's not pitting. We know that now. VDV and Frenzy pitting, which means they're probably going to switch to fresh softs again. To be honest, I don't know if Hamilton's car maybe will cause the yellow flag in Sector 1 all the time, like during the whole race. I'm not sure about that. We really have to see what is happening now at the end of this lap. If the safety car is coming in, if not, what is happening with the yellow flags. It's a mystery, like the game itself. It's a complete mystery. Safety car will be in this lap. That is good to know. Safety car will be in. Let's see what happens with Hamilton's car here. It still shows that he's in the pits. Obviously he's not. He's dancing in turn 1. And Casto will dictate the pace. He's on soft, Sevillas in medium. So Sevillas will do everything to catch Casto ASAP and prevent him from using his pace. It's a good restart by Casto, but also by Sevillas. It's yellow flags in Sector 3. It's legit, I think. And Sevillas is going for the move. He's going for the move round the outside. He's quicker than Casto in a straight line. Casto inside. Now inside for Sevillas. Now inside for Casto. Still side by side. Hamilton no longer on the track. Still ghosted or something else. Sevillas is so quick in a straight line. He's just passing Blah. Oh my god. Hamilton disqualified. See you later, mate. And Sevillas still there. They touch. Half spin for Casto. Sevillas still there. He made the move. P1. Casto coming back. More traction for him. Side by side still. Using ERS. He has it. P1 for Casto. Albon straight behind Sevillas. But Sevillas is so quick in a straight line. He needs to stay as close as he can. But he already lost half a second at the end of Sector 2. Those soft tires, they're magic around Mexico. The traction is unreal. Look at that. Over a second already. And obviously, Sevillas is running a low down for setup, as you could see there. No chance of catching Casto. He needs to keep that car on track. Ocon right behind Acuna. Robert Guido with a problem. And Ocon showing Acuna that he's going down the inside and they touch. And to be fair, that was not Dean's fault. That was more like Ocon putting the nose in and staying there. Acuna with a better exit. Oh, Ocon gets attacked by VDV, by his teammate. VDV up to P14. Harvey up to P10. Straight behind Mick. Sector 3, yellow flags. I don't know why, to be fair. Frenzy has left the session. Probably connection issue. Nothing too crazy. But Harvey wants to go down the outside. No space there. Absolutely no space. Now he wants to go down the inside, of course. He does. He touches Max. He goes through. Okay. Casto with the fast lap. Sector 1 for the yellow flags now, but yeah, it is what it is. Harvey up to P8. Pierre Gasly is really close behind Mick. On board with him down the inside. Oh my god, he's outbraking himself completely, attacking Mick and Max and getting through. P9 for Pierre Gasly. Oh, there was a car. Who was that? I don't know. Oh, mi scusi. Mick now P11 gets attacked by Di Cunha. Oh my god, this doesn't look healthy. That doesn't look healthy. And Charles Leclerc is going through and Di Cunha losing places. Oh my lord. Oh my god, VDV, see you later. You just got kicked by Mick and Charles. Scientist with a penalty. That is another safety car. We have another safety car. And Sevilla could pit. But the problem is, the AI probably won't pit. But what if they do? Alex Albon staying out. Stroll staying out. Norris staying out. Valtteri Bottas staying out. And we have Harvey going into the pits. Oi, 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 Harvey. I don't know, mates. I don't know. I don't know. The AI is staying out, mate. It's not looking too good. Oh, he has front wing damage. Okie dokie. Yeah, Frenzy in the pits. Eskimo, VDV, Robert We Do, all in the pits. Castle still P1, but his gap to Sevillas is down now to a few tenths. We saw what happened on the first lap after the restart. If Sevillas can keep up a fight against Castro and maybe stay in front, he could make it into P1 in the end. But we're just on lap 14 of 18. So we have 4.5 laps to go to see what will go down here. This race is absolutely mad. We'll only have one disqualification in Lewis Hamilton. But it's still fucking mad. That race is absolutely mad. So now that we have a safety car face, everyone is watching. Thank you, first of all, for watching. You can leave questions or anything in the comment section if you want to, about the format, about the league, whatever you want to know. Just put it in there. You will definitely get a response with our 50,000 viewers every day. So just go for it. Whatever you want to ask, whatever you want to know, just go for it. If you want to join, if you're not part of the league and watching this, just leave a comment down in the comment section and we will reach out to you. No worries about that. As the safety car will stay out, of course, for another lap, for lap 15. It looks like it will come in at the end of lap 15, which means we have 3 laps to go then. Sounds like a fair distance to go. Safety car will be in this lap. So we have 3 laps to go. Castro in the lead, followed by Sevillas, Albon, Stroll, Norris, Bottas, Scientist in P7 with the penalty. Gasly, Verstappen behind. In P10, Charlie Leclerc, Mick, then Di Cunha, Esteban Ocon, Harvey, Frenzy, Eskimo, Robert Weeder, and VDV. 3 penalties right now. Scientist, Frenzy, and Robert Weeder, and Castro is now on his way to restart this race. Big moment for him on the exit there. And in the slipstream is Sevillas, just 2 tenths off a second. And he's so quick in the straight line. He's using his ERS, slipstream, round the outside again. We're jumping on board with Castro. Same scenario. Like the last restart, they touch Castro on the grass. That's a biggie. That's a biggie. That might be a penalty. It's not a penalty. Boys losing positions. P4 for Castro. He might have lost the race when he is touching Stroll again. He's causing a fucking traffic jam. Oh my god, someone lost his front wing. It's Scientist, he lost his front wing. This is madness. Pure madness. Scientist completely lost his front wing in there. Frenzy out of the race. Civilians P1, Castro P4. 5-second penalty for Harvey for ignoring yellow flags. That might be one that maybe gets cut off at the end. But for now it stands. Harvey up to P6. Massive chaos there. Massive chaos. A Scientist is in P9, but to be fair, he needs a new front wing. You can't drive with that one around a track like Mexico. But you say no, he's trying everything to get points here. Yellow flags, VDV and Eskimo. VDV 10 second. Okay. Castro closing the gap to Stroll bit by bit. Also 5-second penalty for VDV. Speeding in the pit lane. He's basically doing a behind Ocon here. And he's retiring the car in the pits now. So Cervilliers is in P1. Castro only P4. Harvey up to P5 now. But he's 3.5 seconds behind Castro. D'Cunha up to P7. That's a very good restart for him. He might have profited from the chaos that was going on there. And Castro up to P3. We'll jump on board with Castro now for the last lap. Going after Alex Albon. Of course, no DRS. Will be enabled now, but it's not there. And Civiliers is 8/10 ahead of Alex Albon. So he might make it, but there's still that last lap to go. Anything could happen. Castro getting closer to Alex Albon. He might get him with DRS in the second sector. But nothing's clear. He's still behind Albon. The former Red Bull driver. Oh, big moment for Albon there. And Castro needs to get him now with DRS. One gear down and now full speed. ERS and DRS. Oh, he might dive down. He must. Oh, he has to. Now he has to go down the inside. Oh, he's not doing it. He has to do it now. He has to get him. Oh, no. He cuts the corner. 3 seconds for Castro. That brings Harvey back in play. Stroll P3. Castro P4. Harvey will be P4. No, Harvey got a 5-second. Oh, he got the 5-second penalty. Yeah. Oh, it's a mad one. Civiliers P1, Albon P2, Stroll P3, Castro P4, Max P5, D'Cunha P6, both Ferraris in 7 and 8, Lando in P9, Mick in P10, then Bottas, Gasly, Ocon, Robert Widu. I think Scientist was after him, and then Eskimo, if I'm not completely wrong here. A mad first race. Cervilliers in his Mercedes wins the first race of the season. here in Mexico. P2 for Albon, P3 for Stroll. The whole crew celebrating. There's a few sprays of fake champagne. And here are final results. Civilius P1, Albon P2, Stroll P3, Castro P4, Verstappen P5, then D'Cunha, Leclerc, Roy Harvey, Lando Norris, Mick, Valtteri Bottas, Pierre Gasly, Ocon, Robert Widu, Scientist and Eskimo, VDV, Frenzy, didn't finish that race, and Hamilton in P19 disqualified. So that's an end to our first race of the night. The second one will be in around 5 to 10 minutes. The stream will continue. I will be off mic for like 5 minutes, having a little break. But we're back in a few minutes with race number 2. And before I leave, I will tell you on which track race number 2 will happen. Will probably show up as soon as we're back in the lobby. So with a little bit of patience, that mystery will be solved. And it's Suzuka. Our second track of the night is Suzuka. And we're back in around 5 minutes. Catch you in a bit. Welcome back to our second race in Suzuka. The sun's out, so dry race for now. You never know how it will change during the race. But for now, it's dry and sunny here in Japan. And we've seen what can happen in our first race. A lot of moments, 2 safety cars, only, I think, 2 DNFs by drivers who basically gave up, I think. Maybe because of damage. Hamilton got disqualified for glitching out. And Sevillas won the first race for Mercedes. Albon got P2 and Stroll P3. And now we're back to our normal reverse grid format, which means Sevillas will start somewhere at the back. And I think a lot of AI and a few players will start at the front now. Of course, we'll have a formation up first. Frenzy in his Alfa Romeo will start in P1, followed by Eskimo, Scientist, Robert Widu, Pierre Gasly, Bottas, Mick, Lando, Harvey, Charles Leclerc, D'Cunha, Verstappen, Casto, Stroll, Albon, Sevillas, and Hamilton will join Sevillas on the back row because of his disqualification and Sevillas winning the race. So it's 17 drivers in. 9 of them AI, and we've seen that can make a difference because the AI level is not too bad with 90, I think, but it's still very raceable. You can overtake them on raw pace, but they're also putting the nose in, so it's a challenge. They're diving, of course, a little bit differently than normal players would do. But that adds a special element of surprise and also chaos sometimes. And especially on this track, it's really hard to overtake. The only real opportunity is on the start-finish line with DRS or up to 130R into the chicane at the end of 130R. So let's see what the drivers will make out of that possibilities. You can also see that Frenzy is not a fan of slow formation laps. He's pushing pretty hard, bringing up his tires to temperature. He's starting on soft tires, and we also have a look. Everyone is starting on softs. Only Sevilla is going on mediums, which is good for the team strategy as Lewis Hamilton is starting on soft tires. Charles Leclerc and D'Cunha may have touched, so they're both disqualified from the formation lap, which means they will both have the opportunity to start from their positions, but with cold tires. Eskimo also disqualified, but that is only in his pit box, which means he gets reset. His tires will still be warm. And the grid is now forming up. The camera angle is pretty shit for absolutely everyone here. Great for commentary. Yeah, we jump on board for the start. 4, 5 red lights. They're out now, and good start by Robert Widu. He's going straight past Eskimo. Gasly P3. What is that camera angle? Robert Widu P2. Frenzy still in P1. Gasly P3. Bottas in P4, followed by Eskimo, Norris, Mick, Royal Harvey up to P8 now. Sevillas. Oh, Sevillas had a moment. Sevillas had a moment. That is at least a half spin. He's down into last. His wing looks fine, but that's last position for him. Robert Widu, P2, has Gasly and Bottas behind him, already pressuring him mad. He's trying to get close to Frenzy, who's still in P1 after a good start. And Harvey's making up more positions. Up to P5 now for him. Scientist P7, Eskimo P8. The gaps are not really there now. Can't see them all. That's game related, of course. Otherwise, I would tell you. Nothing too crazy for the moment. After lap 1, Frenzy is still in P1, followed by Robert Guido, Pierre Gasly, Bottas, Harvey. Scientist up to P6 now. And Castro is now last. He's pitting. That must be a front wing change. It's not. It's just medium tires for him. What's going on? Maybe he just wants to have clean air and not be stuck with the AI, but his medium tires will cry at the end of the race. Sevilla is already up to P50 now, overtook his teammate, and now tries to get after all the other drivers ahead of him. Frenzy still in P1, followed by Robert Guido. A little gap now to Pierre Gasly. Looks like a 1.5 to 2 second gap. Mick and Leclerc going after Eskimo. Verstappen 2. Harvey up to P4 now. And I think that could really be Castro's thought. Avoid the AI. Pit early. To avoid chaos and get in good laps. And make up time like that. But one criteria in this whole scenario needs to be right for him. And that is the safety car criteria. If the safety car comes out within the next 2 laps, it's not looking good for him. So he has to hope for a clean race for everyone, so he can make it work. Frenzy with the fastest lap, 132.5. Still followed by Robert Guido, out of his DRS now. Gasly still in P3, and Harvey is really close to Gasly now. Oh, he's going down the inside, and he has him. Speeding in the pit lane for D'Cunha. That's bad, and Harvey up to P3 after a brave move against Gasly. Robert Guido with the spin in the S's. P2 for Harvey. And Robert Guido going down the order now. Having a little moment with Lando here. But still in P6, which is not too bad. After spinning the S's. But he needs to control his tires. And there we go. Spinning again. Resetting to track. Maybe it doesn't know that this is a disqualification. But hey, in this scenario, he's gone down to P15. Sevilla's already up to P11. I see where we have close gaps. Charles is pretty close behind Mick Schumacher here in P8. And now Frenzy has a fight on his hands in a few laps time against Harvey. Yellow flag sector 1. That is Castro. Don't tell me that this is Castro. Oh my god. Okay. I think his idea has now crashed. He's out of the picture of gaining enough time here. Sector 3 yellow flags in the chicane. Something happened here. Gasly is going down the order. He spun. Fortunately, he's ghosted. But he's causing a safety car or something here. Yeah. His spin caused the safety car. Safety car will be out now. Gasly coming into the pits now. And this is recovery time for D'Cunha and Castro, of course. Frenzy, Harvey, Bottas, and I think also Scientists already have passed the safety car. Yeah, Lando Norris is now behind the safety car. So Frenzy, Harvey and Bottas could pull a little bit of a gap maybe as soon as the delta's off. Pit and have an extra advantage. This is best case scenario for those 4 up front there. And now they're all passing the safety car. Now they're all allowed to pass the safety car. Stroll is the next one coming up. He's also passing the safety car. Robert Guido right behind Gasly. Also passing the safety car. Dean in the pits. Castro not coming into the pits. There's a little bit of chaos, but will be completely done in a few moments as soon as the front runners all have pitted. But of course, they have a massive gap to Lando Norris now. So this is huge for the top 4. Bottas will double stack with Frenzy, but to be honest, Frenzy won't care 1 single second. Just don't speed into the pit lane. Bottas coming in now. Oh, that might be clean for Bottas here, so that could help Frenzy a lot. Oh, Bottas had to slow down there. Where is Scientist coming out? I think he will stay behind Bottas. Yeah, Bottas is gone. But Lando Norris, Mick Schumacher and Charles Leclerc, they all stayed out. Verstappen stayed out. Albon, they all stayed out. Only Bottas pitted. So our net race leader is Frenzy in P3. He has Charles Leclerc behind himself and Harvey. Of course he's Harvey's teammate, but the AI doesn't give a shit about you being the teammate. So this is big for Frenzy. He's on mediums, as is Harvey. Lando Norris and Mick in P1 and P2 still on 4-lap old softs. But you can't say that the AI is too dumb to realize that situation, because Bottas realized the situation and Bottas pitted. Just all the other guys didn't pit. Hamilton also pitted. Stroll pitted. Gasly, like there is AI that actually pitted. And Eskimo, D'Cunha and Casto need to catch up to the pack. Of course there will be another lap of a safety car, of course, after the shenanigans we had here. That's the only thought that keeps them alive here, being around half a minute behind the field. Yeah, safety car, of course, staying out for another lap. And now D'Cunha and Castro have the chance to catch up to the whole pack. Civilians will probably reach them at the beginning or middle of Sector 2. And D'Cunha and Castro will catch them at the end of Sector 2 or beginning of Sector 3. Coming up to Degnut 1 and Degnut 2. And D'Cunha and Casto caught the pack at the end of the hairpin. So everyone's back there, and the safety car is able to come in at the end of this lap. We'll see if it really comes in. At the end of lap 6 of 13, half of the race is done now. And we have different strategies going on, with Lando Norris, Mick Schumacher, Charles Leclerc, Max Verstappen, Alex Albon not having pitted yet. Within the top 7, only 2 people have pitted in Frenzy and Harvey. And this is now a unique scenario, because Lando Norris as the AI will restart the race. Not one of our players, it will be the AI. And let's see what will happen here. We'll jump on board with Frenzy. AI is doing the restart now. It's a good restart. And Harvey also has a good restart already. Catching. Oh, Frenzy. Oh, my God. Frenzy is quick. He's going down the inside into turn 1 against Lando Norris. They touch. Frenzy needs to be careful here. He is careful. P2 for him. He's being patient enough here. Harvey up to P4. They both made up one position. But now Frenzy needs to attack Lando, because Harvey is already on mixed tail. Harvey could go down the inside here. Oh yeah, he's doing it. Oh, he and Mick, they touch. Yellow flags at the back. That is the Cunha. And Castro's 25 seconds behind. What has happened to him? Harvey attacking Mick around the outside into Spoon. Making it Spooner and Spooner. P3 for him. Only 8/10s behind Frenzy, who needs to push now. Sector 2 yellow flags. Who is that? Roberido, I think. If I'm not completely wrong. And Frenzy has overtaken Lando Norris. P1 for Frenzy. Oh, Lando's pitting now. Mick is pitting now. Charles and Max and Albon, they're all coming in now. That clears up the field. Frenzy P1, Harvey P2, Scientist P3 after overtaking Valtteri Bottas. Stroll P5, Hamilton P6, Gasly P7, Roberido P8, Eskimo P9. Oh, yellow flag sector 1. Who is that? Oh, that's a slow Valtteri Bottas. Bottas is slow. Bottas has an issue. Bottas is out of the race. That's horrible news for Frenzy. Will there be another safety car? Bottas just DNF from the race with a mechanical issue. Blimey. Still yellow flags in sector 1, but it doesn't seem like there will be a safety car. They're all passing Bottas now. And after the Cunha has passed them, there should be green flags now. Oh, Frenzy with a little bit of a mistake into the chicane. DRS is enabled now. On lap 9 of 13, still a lot to play for. Scientist now up to P3 because of Bottas DNF. Everyone jumped up one place. Hamilton in P5. Where is his teammate Sevilius? In P15. 3 pit stops. Are you crazy? And Harvey is now attacking Frenzy. Only 2/10 behind him. Is he going down the inside now? He's staying behind. He wants to take his time. He will have DRS on the main straight. He has more ERS than Frenzy. So if he gets the chicane right, he could go for a beautiful execution on the main straight. Yeah, he needs to slow down a bit. He is quicker than Frenzy at the moment. He has more pace. Frenzy is using a little bit of ERS, but not too much. Harvey is staying close enough behind. 3.5/10s. He will gain a little bit of time in the braking zone. Needs to have a good exit. DRS is there. Traction is there. Oh, that gap is now 4/10s. I think he won't make it. He's not using ERS, so he's not losing too much time. Scientist 5.5 behind, so he can really execute that one strategically. More than 80% ERS. Frenzy down to around 30%. So he can play with the momentum here. Charles Leclerc pretty close behind Mick Schumacher. We had that before. We don't need that fucking camera angle. Oh, sorry, we have to switch back. Harvey's just 1/10 behind Frenzy. Oh, and he's going for it. He's going for it down the inside now of the mistake by Frenzy, covering the inside into the hairpin. And that is P1 for Harvey and his Ferrari in front of Frenzy's Alfa Romeo. And now Harvey can dictate the pace. He has more ERS to do so. He's quicker overall on the lap, especially making up time in the braking zones and on the exits. Needs to have a gap of at least 5 to 6 tenths to be untouchable on the main straight. Gap is, yeah, 6.5 tenths. That should be enough. Yellow flags in sector 2. That's an AlphaTauri. I think that was Ticuña. We had a moment right before the hairpin. And Harvey is now leading the race, 1.2 seconds ahead of Frenzy, and he's showing us how good he is in those S sections. He just gained more than half a second on Frenzy there. Beautiful driving by Harvey. Valtteri Bottas is now shown again as a DNF. Of course he DNF'd, we already know that. Yellow flag sector 2, that is Ticuña, I think. Yes, that is him. Harvey still in P1. What a beautiful race by him for now. But also Frenzy not being involved in those shenanigans at the start. Of course losing one place, but especially when AI is involved, you need to finish that race first. And he will finish that race probably, as it stands right now, in P2. And that is a really good result for him. A really good one. Stroll and Hamilton made up 10 and 12 places respectively. And Harvey pushed very hard on this last lap to get the fastest one with a 1:31 flat. Now of course he's down on ERS, but he knew that Frenzy's also down. And he's out of his DRS, so Harvey just can relax on those last 2 laps. Of course, not making a mistake, but just keeping it smooth. Casto making up a place against Alex Albon. And to be fair, Casto is still in points range. He's only like a second away from Mick Schumacher. And we will jump on board with him now to see what he can make happen here. The bad thing is, it's only a second. Now, the good thing is, it's only a second. The bad thing is, it's AI. It's 3 fucking drivers ahead of him, and they all have DRS on each other, and it's only 1.5 laps to go. So he needs to catch at least one of them on this lap, and then at least another one on the next one, and go for a dive into the chicane maybe. But he needs to be very calm and smooth. You can see it here. He's really close. He wants to go for one into the hairpin, definitely. He has enough ERS, but what is he doing here? Very, very carefully, of course. That's a good looking overtake. That's P12 for Casto. Now he has his teammate ahead of him. But of course, you want to finish especially ahead of your teammate and get some points. He's quicker than Mick and Max, so maybe he goes for an overtake into the chicane against Max. On the outside braking. Oh, Max is braking very, very late. They almost touched. But Castro is through. He will have the DRS, but no chance of overtaking Mick right now. No chance of doing that. But it looks like Castro's using ERS to also go for fastest lap here. Bad thing is, he will lose time behind Mick. But he still has to catch him. If he wants to get points, he needs to catch him. Let's look at the penalty situation with Roboito. He has 6 seconds. Yeah, but that's not enough for Castro. Castro won't catch him on those 6 seconds. Harvey is still in the lead, 2.6 ahead of Frenzy. Scientist behind. He's on a P3 and Castellham at the moment. Spinning out of Dunlop. That is all dreams over. No points for Casto as he spins out of Dunlop. I don't want to say randomly, but it looked pretty weird. He just lost the rear end for a bit and that was it. The car was completely gone in that moment. Royal Harvey winning the race in P1 with his Ferrari. Frenzy in P2. Scientist on the exit of the chicane, making an all-drivers podium in P3 in his Haas. All Ferrari engines. Stroll in P4. Hamilton P5. Robert Weirdo with a great recovery, finishing in P6. He has the penalty, so that's down to P7 now. Eskimo is pushing hard to maybe get him on the penalty. No, but P8 for Eskimo. Also great result. He started in P2, but after the shenanigans at the start, great recovery for him too. Lando P9, Mick in P10, Max P11, Charles P12, Albon P13, Civiliers finishing in P14, Castor P15, and Vicuña, the last driver on track still, coming up to 130R. Maybe pushing for fastest lap here, I'm not sure. He's using all of his ERS. And Vicuña finishing in P16. Not a fastest lap for him. But what a race again we had here in Suzuka. A great one. Hamilton getting drive of the day. Was starting last and finishing in P5, I think, behind Stroll. And I hate to say it, but Sir Lancelot had two beautiful races. He finished in P3 in Mexico and P4 now in Suzuka. He might be the championship leader. It's crazy to think about, but it is what it is. Harvey finishing in P1. I think he also got the fastest lap. But beautiful execution by him. Doing the jockey. Waving to his fans like the Queen. P1 for him. P2 for Frenzy. P3 for Scientist. An all-drivers podium. Ferrari engines all on their podium. We'll never see that again. Not in our lifetime. And Harvey's celebrating that win here in Suzuka on this historic track, the legendary track. After a beautiful race, you have to admit that. What a great one by him. And here we have our final results. Harvey with the fastest lap in P1, Frenzy P2, Scientist P3, followed by Stroll, Hamilton, Gasly, Robert Weeder with his penalty still in P7, and that was already it. Okie dokie. We couldn't go through the whole results, but yeah, you've probably seen it during the race, at the end of the race. And that was two very hectic Grand Prix. Very great racing. A little bit of chaos, especially in Mexico. Some unfortunate stories, not to mention Castor here. And at the end, we have Harvey as our leader for those two races, followed by Stroll, Sevilla, Albon, and a few others who are now leaving, of course. So thank you all for joining. Thank you all for putting in comments. I will put a response to that immediately. And thanks all for watching, and catch you next week. Take care.